Before you watch this video any further, I would like to give a parental advisory. I do not believe that children should be watching this. I would also like to say that if you or somebody that you love have been a victim of sexual assault or rape or anything of the sort, this might be a little bit difficult of a video to watch. Viewer discretion advised. Hello guys. This is a video that I truly never thought that I would be making, but as promised, I did the digging and I am here to try to set the truth free. As most of you know, I started my career by dropping a diss track called Raise Hell, directed towards a woman named Katie Noel. The reason behind this is because I heard that she had lied on Ryan about being sexually assaulted and or raped. Didn't really get the clear story. As I've stated before, didn't really need to. I would also like to state that if you don't know, I myself am a victim of rape and sexual assault. I have never gone into detail about the things that I have been through, but I have mentioned it numerous times. I truly do believe that I am someone that can openly talk about and have an opinion about this situation because of the things that I myself have been through. Nothing at all about what I am about to say or anything around this topic is anything to joke about. It's nothing to make fun of, and it is absolutely nothing to be taken lightly. I am just going to fair warn you, it's a heavy topic, it's a heavy story, but it needs to be talked about. All right, so after I dropped Raise Hell, I immediately kind of blew up overnight, started dropping mixtures of country songs and country rap songs. And yeah, I guess you could say that my career was launched off of the song Raise Hell. The first thing that I want to get out of the way is by no means at all, no way, shape, or form, was my career launched off of Ryan Upchurch. When you guys say that, it's honestly comical to me because if you were around and paid attention, which I know you were because you guys were fans and hyping me up at that time because I was standing up for Ryan. But although Ryan was absolutely aware of what I was doing and knew about it, he never once mentioned my name, shared my shit having to do with Raise Hell, none of the promo, didn't share the video, didn't comment on the video, never said a fucking word about me until the swamp. You can still go, it's still public, the comment is still there. He commented under that video saying respect. It is pinned under the music video. Feel free to see for yourself. Outside of that, he had never spoke to me or showed me any kind of love. I never expected that. I never asked for a handout or anything having to do with him. But Katie 1,000% did. Not only did she mention me, literally tagging me in multiple stories of hers, she said my name countless times. She was reposting my stuff, making fun of it, and vice versa. I was doing the same to her. Her and I went back and forth on Instagram and our social platforms for weeks before Raise Hell even dropped. And as I stated in a previous video, she dissed me first. She told everybody that she was doing it. So if I gained any sort of clout or momentum, it was off of her and her fan base and the people who still followed the Katie and Ryan situation, and in conjunction with the artists that I had been introduced to who were sharing all of my shit and commenting and yeah, in the mix of everything. I made a huge mistake. And I never thought that I would ever be saying that about this situation. However, over the course of the past couple years, being my own fucking person and dealing with the shit that I've dealt with in the past with bullies and narcissists and abusers, I have single-handedly, not with other artists in my ear, not with anybody in my fucking ear, me, my eyes, my ears, my conscience, my intuition. I have single-handedly watched Ryan completely go insane online and just absolutely spiral out downhill in the worst way possible. Outside of everything that's come to my attention recently, I was already not a big fan of him anymore. If you are, that's cool. You have every right to. It's not my business. But I was already getting disgusted at the things that I was seeing. If you guys haven't already, you can go watch a video that I dropped recently. It's called Let's Clear the Air. I go over all sorts of things that have happened during my career that you guys never knew about. And one of them would be my husband and I were on an island. So many years ago, we stopped fucking with almost everybody in the country rap genre. I say that to say that there was nobody in our ear. We had no reason to be swayed one way or the other. I'm also gonna not lie to you. There was a point where I felt bad for Ryan because I'm like, you know, he's going through this stuff with his mom. Like, everybody always hurts him. Everybody's always out to get him. Yeah, no, that's a fucking load of shit. And that is the old Savannah who used to fall for narcissistic, abusive behavior. I can see through that shit extremely clear right now. The entire point of this video is to bring the truth to light and hopefully make you guys understand a little bit more of what exactly happened between Ryan and Katie, because you guys have been steered extremely wrong. A massive point that I want to get across before I start throwing out facts and reading text and playing videos is, as I'm watching him spiral in front of literally everybody, I'm seeing a pattern. And if you guys pay close enough attention, you will also see the same pattern. You see, Ryan's been extremely open with all of his relationships very publicly. He has dated many women, even since I stepped in the game, and they've all ended the same. None of them have been his fault. He's had them all practically living with him, dependent on them just to turn around and kick them out. They all seem to go silent on their fucking social platform because before they can say anything, he gets online and makes a fucking screaming video or a video downing said person or some sort of video about the relationship that's just ended, where all of his followers get riled up and start doxing these females online. I don't know if you guys remember, Nicole Arbor, as crazy as everybody wanted to say that she was. She is the only one who had the balls to get online and duke it out with him. She said a lot of shit that people thought was outlandish, and she was made out to be crazy. Now, it doesn't help because if you look at her social media and see, you know, the things she talks about, she's known to be crazy. She's known to be very vulgar and, you know, speak out aggressively about things. Not a bad thing. But when it came to this situation with Ryan, she made a hell of accusations. And it was all painted out to be the same fucking thing in a different font as Katie and as all of his fucking exes. Oh, you are just doing this to get attention. You are just doing this for some clout. You are just doing this because you're pissed off that you and Ryan didn't work out. I don't believe that anymore. Not after everything that I know now. When everything started popping off in the country rap genre and I saw Adam being dissed and attacked online every fucking day, literally every day, a new fucking video, as much resentment as I had in me towards Adam, that triggered me. And then I saw Adam finally step up and say something and defend himself and his kids and his family, and the attacking continues. And then finally, every fucking person in the genre finally spoke their piece to Ryan and started dissing, making talking videos, saying how they feel about the situation. I didn't plan on saying anything, and I mention this in my Let's Clear the Air video. And then, Gator wanted to get involved. And the second that my husband disses Ryan, instead of responding like a grown man, the first fucking thing that he does is go on his story and drag me into it. Is that not a fucking red flag to you guys? Like, break that down for a second. A grown fucking man just came after, I'm not even going to give him the title of a grown man because he's not, but a grown fucking man just went after this dude. And the first thing that he does is drag a female into it? Really? Now, one thing you guys know is I'm not the fucking one. So I immediately got on my story, spoke my piece, and I did my own fair share of videos and talking about it, as I deserve to, because I've kept quiet for over 2 years now about a dude who ran his mouth about me that I've never fucking done a motherfucking thing to. I did nothing but stand up for him. I literally launched my career by sticking up for him towards this girl who I didn't know enough about to even be doing that. But I did nothing but ride for this dude and show him love. And this is now the second time that I've been drug into something that I had nothing to do with. Okay, cool. What's alarming to me about that, and what I need everybody to be extremely aware of, is the fact that it always has to do with a fucking female. Something so small as him immediately jumping on his story and mentioning me and dragging me into it. Now let's pull ourselves out of the situation and look at everything that's happened over the past couple years. Who is he always fucking into it with? A woman. Do you know how many court cases he has right now? He had a court case with fucking Nicole. He had a court case over dragging the Kylie girl. Rest in peace. All over the fucking internet on some conspiracy shit, and had all his fucking fans believing in it when he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He's doxed almost every single one of his exes, and he fucking put Katie through hell. Through hell. It always has to do with the fucking woman, and it's disgusting. And I feel bad for these girls because they trusted him, they opened up to him, and it don't matter how the relationship ended. Y'all didn't get along. Doxing and bullying and attacking people like that online, filth. Fucking disgusting. And you know what I know? I know your mom raised you better than that. That's the fucking sad part. For someone who actually has parents who weren't good to them, he fucking did. And he fucking knows better. Now let's get into the shit that I know y'all are here for. When this motherfucker decided to involve me is when I decided, and I got this gut-wrenching feeling that this was happening for a reason. And I wanted to figure out what the fuck it was. And what did I do about it? I prayed. What is the reasoning for all of this? So I start doing my own digging. I start putting my own puzzle pieces together. I start seeing a very, 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 very clear pattern that's literally happened right online. That for some reason, not one person has made as big of a deal as it is. I understand the drug comments because they're true. I understand the bully comments because they're true. What I don't understand is why nobody is shining light on the women abuse that has happened and continues to happen. If you guys do not know how my career started, if you do not know why or how dissing Katie came about, you can go and watch the video that I dropped called Let's Clear the Air. Or I also have another podcast episode that I highly recommend watching in conjunction with this called Raise Hell How It Started. All the bits and pieces of those things will be in those videos. So from here, I'm just going to get into Raise Hell and how it ended. I will never forget the feeling that came over me when I saw Adam post with Katie for the first time. And we had not made up with Adam yet. So I was already like, Adam. But when I saw this picture, I was like, whoa. I'm like, Adam, like in my brain out loud to Gator. You're doing the most and you're finally speaking up. But this, I'm like, this is a low blow. right? I'm like, this is surely gonna bite him in the ass. And of course, there were haters in the comment talking shit. Better be careful, Adam. Better be careful, boys. Well, when we finally spoke to Adam and had our conversations, hashing everything out, it was brought up. And he said, I'm just gonna say that I knew she was in town. I invited her because I wanted to. She came there. Not one single fucking person brought up Ryan. Not one person brought up anything having to do with that situation. She was chill. She did some recording. Everybody respected her and they carried on. He said, I got the opportunity to pull her aside and ask her what happened. And she told him. And I will let him speak for himself if he wants to. But he said, shame on him, because he knew Katie and he was cool with Katie before Ryan and her started dating. And he said, as a grown man, I should have reached out to her because she was a 20-year-old female. And I just believed every single thing that Ryan said. He said, I immediately made my own video and that was it for her. When he told me that, I got a really, really bad gut feeling deep down inside of me. And I sat on it. I didn't say anything. I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? All this mending that's happening, I wonder if she would have a conversation with me. Probably not, right? She's probably going to tell me to go fuck myself. But what will it hurt to ask? So I hit Adam up like the next day or two and I said, can you reach out to Katie for me? Can you see if she will talk to me? And he said, absolutely. At first, it didn't go that great. She was very eerie about it. I think she still had a little bit of anger and she was like, she told him, let me just think on it. He gave her my number. She sent me a very kind text stating, hey, I know you want to speak. I just want to come to you from the right place. I want to come from the right place. And if you could just give me a few days. And I said, absolutely. Take your time. I don't want to get on the phone and argue. I'm really trying to just talk. Okay. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I had a bad gut feeling that I made a huge mistake. Her and I get on the phone. I didn't get 2 sentences out. And this sweet girl apologized to me first before I could even get anything out of my mouth. She said that she was sorry for dissing me first. She said that her manager at the time, piece of shit, forced her in a way, was like, no, this is what you're doing. Like, you're gonna diss her. Like, you're doing this. Almost like no questions asked, no option. This is what you're doing. She did not want to do it. She stated it multiple times. I believe her. And honestly, I could tell by the way the track sounded. If you guys listened to it, you could tell it was rushed. And she literally apologized to me. And I'm like, you're sorry? I said, I'm sorry. Because I've seen this dude spiraling out and clearly he's a piece of shit. And me, as a grown woman, didn't go to her and ask what happened first. Now, obviously, that wasn't really in my brain at all whenever I decided to diss her. But if I was thinking clearly and correctly, probably would have been, especially because I'm a victim. And that's the whole thing that got me riled up in the first place. So I explained that to her. I told her some of the shit that I have been through and why I felt so strongly about the situation. She understood. And I said, Katie, what happened? And she told me. Now, to tell you the story, I'm going to bring out some receipts that I have, but I really want to preface something. I told her days after we talked that I was going to speak up about this and I was going to make my own video because I played a huge role in this fucking mess and I wanted to make it right. And that I felt like this was my calling in this situation, to stand up for her and all of the other females who have been a victim of this little fucker. She is not the one who asked me to do this. She would have probably never reached out to me, honestly. I'm the one that reached out to her. I'm the one that wanted to make this right. I'm the one who wanted to tell this story. To be honest with you, she's still a little bit hesitant on it. Why? Because of the fucking hell that she was put through over this situation. And I've really just told her to just trust me. And although it might be difficult, I did tell her that my people would ride for her and have her back. Because my people know that when I speak on something, I'm not only clear-minded and sober, but I'm honest. And I have no fucking issue telling the truth and apologizing when I've done something wrong. So that being said, when I asked her to tell me what happened, I asked her if she could send me things so that I could see for myself the breakdown, because all I had really seen is Ryan's video that he put up on YouTube, which I'm sure that's how most of us saw this situation. So just a backstory, because I also felt extremely strong about the fact that, Katie's gay, and I felt like she lied to get some clout. Not the case at all. She was a massive Ryan fan. She got to open for him. She was like, I don't know what it was about this dude. He made her feel things no man had ever made her feel. And he made her, because of those feelings, open to being in a relationship with him. She was also a virgin at this time. She was also very young, okay? She was 20 years old, 19 maybe, even when she first got around him. They dated for a few months. Obviously, they did the duet together. It went the fuck off, the hey boy, hey girl. And at that point, she had already done Catch Hell with Adam, and that had went the fuck off. She was receiving so much attention, right? She lost her virginity to Ryan willingly. She said that publicly. They had only had sex a few times. Okay, I really want you guys to let that sink in. She was visiting her family for Christmas. And while she was there, she had been feeling really guilty and having a lot of anxiety around the sexual relations with Ryan. She FaceTimes him, sobbing her eyes out, saying, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling weird about this. I really want to take things slower. Okay, that is the gist of their conversation. I bet you that was never told to you by him. They have a FaceTime conversation. He makes her feel so comfortable. I love you. I care about you, assuring her that he's fine with taking things slower. He's okay with not doing anything for a while. Just let him know, right? He comforts her to the point where she drives through the night with her guy best friend all the way back to Ryan's house. And she gets there at 4 a.m. She sends a text to her mom. I'm home in Nash, ! I love you. Her mom responds at 7:36 a.m. I love you, with red hearts. Love you too. We'll get into what she says next in a second. So the story is that she gets there. It's super, super fucking early, late, however you want to read that. And she's really exhausted. She lays down to go to sleep. He gropes her. And when he gropes her, it's extremely aggressive. She actually had me do it to my own arm because I'm like, I'm not in front of you for you to show me what he did. Made me feel extremely uncomfortable, even if I was dating somebody and they did that, the way that she described that he did it. So he does it once or twice. She pushes him off, says, no, I'm not doing this, rolls over. He reaches under the covers. He does it again. She throws the covers off. She is angry at this point. She says she took his chain off, threw it on his dresser, and he's like, what's the fucking problem? He used a vulgar term, the N-word. What's the fucking problem? And she's like, what do you mean, what's the problem? Like, I'm telling you no, and you're still doing it. She storms downstairs. Gonna go ahead and assume that by these text stamps right here, it's about between 7:40 and 8 a.m. in the morning. She goes downstairs to the couch where her guy best friend is sleeping. And from what she told me, she cries to him, explaining to him what just happened. She says, go pack all your shit. We're leaving and we're never coming back. She then texts her mom. Guess who is down on the motherfucking couch? Yeah, me. Because I was woken up to Ryan grabbing me by my crotch, and I sat up and said, hell no, do not touch me. Got out of bed. I marched my ass down the damn steps. I feel so disrespected and so icky. I could fucking cry. Don't know who the fuck he thinks he is. He's messing with the wrong bitch. I'm about to go check myself into a hotel room. After all the shit I broke down crying about on FaceTime, trying to be a real human being, he pulls some fuck shit like that. Mom, I can't. I'm done. Now, what's crazy is that in Ryan's video, he rambles on about, if something fucking happened, why are you downstairs watching the fucking TV? Well, what the fuck do you think that she's gonna do? She's turning the fucking TV on, and this isn't something she told me. This is something that I'm saying as a woman who's been through this shit. If you're going downstairs to cry to your best friend about something that just happened, don't you think you'd turn on the fucking TV so that you couldn't hear her? No fucking shit. Then you want to say that there's timestamps, and if something happened, she would have just left. Don't you think that it took a little bit of time for her best friend to pack up his shit since he had been staying at your house? Don't you think? Okay, she leaves. When she leaves, she is driving home and she sends a long ass text to Ryan. And I'm not going to read it all because it's really nobody's business. But literally in this text, she's stating that she poured her heart out to him on FaceTime, telling you that I wasn't ready for any type of sexual shit. You understood, and that it didn't matter if it was a year. I get in at 4 a.m. All I want to do is go to bed. You continuously touch me in places and ways that you have no right to do. That's why I move and keep pushing you away. It makes me uncomfortable. And then this morning, finally sleeping, you have the nerve to grab my area, which woke me up and scared me. So I pushed my leg onto you, telling you to stop. Rolled over, you did it again. You grabbed me by my waist, pull my ass into your manhood, and then you grab me again. She explains everything over text message that just happened. And she says, I tried to get you to stop. You touched my boobs. I tried to shove you away. Let me sleep. I'm not your toy. I'm not just some girl. I'll be damned if a man's going to do me like that. Why is she reacting this way? Because she just had a conversation with him saying that she didn't want to do this anymore. And then the second that she gets there, he proceeds to do it multiple times, trying to come on to her. Now in his video, he's fucking going on and on about, you're my girlfriend. I haven't fucked you in a month. Oh, what do you think? I'm not going to touch you? I was fucking sleeping. I thought she just had a conversation with you, explaining her feelings. But then now you're going on fucking line and saying that she's your girlfriend and you haven't fucked in a month. So were you sleeping, or are you justifying what you did was okay? Because it's confusing me. She's like, you don't brush me, you grab me, you disrespected the fuck out of me. She goes on and on and on. I'm uncomfortable. Like, literally sat on FaceTime with you and told you I was not ready. You said you understood. And then you continued to do it anyways. She said, I'll never ever trust a man again. I'll never ever let another dude near me because y'all don't deserve me. And because of shit like this, I just want you to know that you've absolutely crushed me and made me feel like shit. What does Ryan do? Not text back. He calls her right after that text message. And this is how the conversation went.
You're sitting here saying I'm leaving you and you're fucking da-da-da-da. What do you mean? For what?
Well, for one, you're not going to scream at me.
Well, you're not going to sit here and leave me for nothing. What'd I do?
Read my message, right?
I did. What are you talking about? Let me guess. Did I grab your titty? Did I touch your vagina? You're laying beside me. What are you going to do?
You're grabbing me, right? And I'm trying to push you off of me, and then you continue to do it, and I finally have to push you off of me and wake up and tell you to quit. That's horrible.
Oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me?
If you hear right there, he just fucking punched something.
Touch your vagina? You're laying beside me. What are you going to do?
You're grabbing me, right? And I'm trying to push you off of me, and then you continue to do it, and I finally have to push you off of me and wake up and tell you to quit. That's horrible.
Oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? That's horrible.
Yeah, but
Really, that's horrible, he says. Really, that's horrible.
yesterday, and I asked you, I told you, I don't want to do this.
Katie, I was asleep. You haven't fucked me in like 3 fucking weeks.
I was asleep, but then starts to justify what he did.
Yeah, because I talked to you yesterday, and I asked you, I told you, I don't want to do this.
Katie, I was asleep. You haven't fucked me in like 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah,
He said I was asleep, and then 2 sentences later, he says I was half asleep.
but when I tell you to stop and not continue to do it.
Now it's back to I was asleep, even though he literally just said
At night and I'm half asleep.
half asleep.
But when I tell you to stop and not continue to do it.
That's really angry Don't you think? For somebody that didn't do anything, that's pretty angry. She sounds pretty scared too, if you ask me, coming from a woman's perspective.
I was like half awake. I haven't seen you in a fucking month. I haven't fucked you in a month.
I was asleep. Now it's back to I was like half awake, and then you're continuing on to justify what happened. But if you were asleep, why are you saying things like, I haven't fucked you in a fucking month?
I don't care what you've done. I don't care.
So let's get this straight. So you're really gonna do this because I was fucking half asleep and my girlfriend was in my bed for the first time.
Half asleep again.
Let me guess. I was touching you over your clothes. Is that what it was?
You're not just touching me, Ryan. You're like grabbing me, like squeezing me. I'm not okay with that. And I ask you to stop. Like, I pushed you off of me, and then you continue to do it. And
I don't know if you could hear that there because she's talking, but he's like, like breathing really fucking heavy.
I pushed you off of me again and had to sit up and tell you, we're not doing this. So I have to walk downstairs.
Answer that.
Yeah, you were awake, because you said,
Because I don't remember this.
you said to me, you looked at me, you said, what the fuck is wrong? And I went downstairs.
Oh, really? I did? That sounds like someone half asleep says.
Ryan, you being half...
You know what? I cannot believe you.
What the fuck?
But if you go back and replay that, he goes back and forth what sounds like fucking 10 times about he was asleep and then he was half asleep, and then half awake. And then he proceeds at the end to say, you know what? I cannot believe you. You cannot believe her. And then he hangs up. When I first heard that video, I couldn't even make it all the way through. I started crying, little bit of PTSD, because I've been spoke to like that before. Also mixed with a little bit of guilt because I could not believe what I was hearing and the fact that I stood for this motherfucker. You guys are probably like, oh, but he didn't admit anything. But he did. But he did. When you're a victim of something like that, especially repeatedly in your life, and you've dealt with abusers and narcissists, and you listen to the shit that he's saying and the fact that he's tripping up on his words and he's fucking screaming at the top of his fucking lungs and he's hitting shit around him and he's breathing heavy and he's going back and fucking forth. He don't even know what the fuck he's saying. He's saying, I was asleep, I was half awake, I was half awake, I was half asleep. You know what the fuck you were. You know what the fuck happened. That's why you're so mad. That's why you're so angry, because she confronted you about it and you thought she was just going to let it slide, like he does with every other motherfucker that he gets around, especially women, but also friends, also other artists, also really any fucking body that's around him. I had to dissect that video multiple times and it was extremely hard for me. After I heard that, I didn't really need to hear anything else, although I did, because I started asking more questions. This is where I am so confused. I'm ashamed. I'm angry. That video hit the internet. She posted it. How the fuck did anybody hear that and shit not click in y'all's heads? See, I had never heard of that. When I played it for Gator, he's like, oh, I heard that. I said, you heard that? And you didn't think? He said, oh, well, it's just the way that she handled it. Adam, same thing. Oh, it's just the way that she handled it. I said, okay, I'm going to do some digging on the way that she handled it. A 20-year-old fucking female who had just got so much attention because of Ryan from all his fans, mixed up with some of hers, who had a shitty ass fucking piece of shit manager who was clearly making wrong moves for her, like telling her to diss me first and a bunch of other fucking crazy shit, who didn't have the greatest relationship with her parents, who was alone. Let me go do some digging on how bad she handled this situation. A lot of videos are stripped off of YouTube, but I was able to find all of them. I watched Ryan's video, I watched Katie's video, Adam's video, and Katie's ex-manager's video. So after that phone call, here's the big fucking kicker that just makes me want to throw up everywhere. I heard through the game fucking telephone that Katie accused him. Y'all can do this. Go look at all the timestamps. Do you know who uploaded something first about the situation? I'll let you take a wild guess. It was him. Ryan uploaded a long ass fucking YouTube video screaming at the top of his lungs, fucking so pissed off, airing her out for accusing him. But I'm confused. She confronted you privately. She confronted you privately over a text message and over a phone call. Within 24 fucking hours of that phone call that I just played for you guys, he went online and made an entire fucking video blasting her about how she was accusing him and he wasn't gonna let her do that to him in his career. And what is he, a rapist now? She never even fucking used the word rape. She didn't even know what the fuck to call it. She never even fucking used the word. That was something he planted. So you're so worried about a situation that you yourself take it public? You know what that sounds like to me? Somebody trying to get in front of something. That's what the fuck that sounds like to me. And you know how many times I've seen him fucking do that since that situation? Every single one that he's been in. That's insane. So y'all mean to tell me you saw this happen and rode with him? Okay. So he makes this entire video blasting her when she hadn't even done anything yet. The only thing he said in the video that made sense as to him being scared is supposedly there were comments made by her or her mom saying, oh, you have no idea what I went through, because he took the duet down. He took Hey Boy, Hey Girl down immediately. And everybody was blowing her the fuck up, like, what the fuck happened? And apparently, she was commenting and saying, oh, you just don't know what I went through the other night. Like, it's just a lot, supposedly. What I've seen is he has a tendency to lie. So who knows? If you guys have proof of that, I would love to see it. But all I know is this motherfucker got on and brought it public. He blasted her ass, made a mockery out of the way that she fucking felt about a situation. Let me ask you something. If somebody does something like that to you and they really love you and really, really care about you, if they made a girl or anybody, if they made you feel that way, don't you think that they would be apologetic, especially if they didn't intentionally do it or know that they were doing it because they were asleep? Wouldn't they be apologetic? Wouldn't they be saying, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to make you feel that way, I didn't know what I was doing, I'll give you all the time you need. That's what a fucking normal person who didn't do anything wrong would have fucking done. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not. Nobody reacts that way when they didn't do something. Nor does that show that he genuinely loved or fucking cared about her. Because if you did, and you did mess up and made her feel a certain type of way, there's a whole other fucking way that he could have handled it. There were no I'm sorries. There were no I didn't mean to. There were no let me give you your space. None of that was said. Instead, within 24 fucking hours, she's getting woke up at 7 a.m. in the motherfucking morning. Her friend saying, did you see what he posted? And it's a video of him telling his side of the story that wasn't even his fucking story to tell, running it all over the internet. So what happens? She starts getting blown the fuck up by his minions. Then here comes Adam a few days later. He makes his fucking video. He takes down Catch Hell. He says, how dare somebody lie about something like that when there's women out there who really go through it, and she's done for. So then after Ryan's video was made, she posts a status. This is on December 29th, a day after it happened. Well, I didn't want it to end this way, but I will win this battle. When you say no to a man, it means no. Point blank, period. I will handle this the legal way, the adult way, but I will also tell my side of the story. For everyone that says I used him, you can F off. It was my choice to leave. I'm not going on that tour, and I don't want anything to do with Ryan Upchurch again, and that was my choice. I built what I've built by myself with nobody's help. So once I found out the best way to handle this, y'all will know my side. I have witnesses. I have a lot of shit. Don't fuck with me. No means no. And then, when is this? Then she posts another one the next day, December 30th. The hardest thing I have ever done is have to be quiet for 2 days and not say a word. My story will be told tomorrow. I'm handling my side professionally and with nothing but respect, care, and love for everyone involved. I have been made to look like a fool and that I'm a liar, and that simply is not it. On the flip side, my words were taken and twisted to make Ryan look like a rapist, and that damn sure isn't it. I want to make a post so bad today about what happened, but I'm taking the high road and for once in my life listening to people smarter than me instead of letting my anger get the best of me. I want to be better than that. I'm going to try my 100% best to keep my video clean of F-bombs and harsh words because I want everyone, including your kiddos that are hurt because of this, to see this was all a huge misunderstanding and that anger and hurt took over him and me both. Humans are not perfect. Your favorite artists are not perfect. I'm literally heartbroken at how I and he have been made out to look to the public. I'm shattered, but I'm strong. Love y'all. So you mean to tell me that this girl goes through sexual assault, doesn't even know what to call it, confronts her abuser, gets screamed at and not heard, hung up on, told he was sleeping, it wasn't his fault, hung up on, and then within 24 hours before she can even process it and handle it herself or bring it to the internet, which I truly don't believe she was ever gonna fucking do. Her whole entire fucking world was spun upside down because this motherfucker wants to get on the fucking internet and blast her, send people attacking her fucking page, calling her a fucking liar, saying that she lied about someone raping her when she never even fucking said that, saying that she was lying about this and that. Why? Because the person who did it to her said that she was fucking lying? Was everybody really that fucking stupid? She went through an onslaught of shit before she even got to make her video. Then she gets on and makes her video. The only critique that I can say is that instead of trying to justify her love for Ryan, because it was absolutely there, she didn't need to go back and talk about when they got together and all that. She should have just came with the facts, came with the receipts, and talked about what she went through. Outside of that, though, she still made her video. It was 2,000% more mature than fucking Homeboy's. She tried her hardest not to cuss. She didn't get angry when she was the victim. She was the one who endured this. She's the one who fucking went through it. She still didn't fucking lash out in anger. She kept her cool, trying to tell her side of the story, and y'all still didn't fucking believe her. Shame on you. And I didn't either, because I didn't go get the real fucking side of the story, and shame on me as well, and shame on every fucking person who was involved in that situation. Shame on y'all for not going to the victim and asking their side of the story. It doesn't matter who it is. Shame on you. Do you know how many abusers look at their victims and say, tell anyone, I dare you. They won't believe you. Nobody will believe you. Nobody's gonna believe you. I'll hurt you. I'll hurt your family. That's a normal thing. You guys know that, right? In a sense, that's exactly what he did to her. Except he had a mass following and was able to get to it first and got ahead of it, just like he fucking does with every fucking fucked up situation that he is in. And I'm sorry, but I'm not holding back the fucking F-bombs. So I see her statuses and I watch her video, and I guess she slipped up and said something or posted something about like Me Too. And I didn't know this, but that means rape, and I still can't find that anywhere. But here nor there, she starts getting doxed online. She starts getting an immense amount of hate under all of her fucking posts. She starts getting followed almost every fucking day, she said. She received death threats from his fans. People showed up to her fucking mom's house. Her family received death threats. This is real shit, y'all. This is real fucking shit that happened in front of everybody's fucking eyes. And everybody just rallied behind him. Yeah, fuck Katie. Shame, shame. And any motherfucker, I would hope that anybody who was involved in sending death threats was watching this, but a girl can only wish, because I highly doubt y'all have the mental capacity to even make it this fucking far in the video. But shame on y'all. There's a special place for you. That's all I'm gonna say. How dare you follow someone so blindly that you would potentially put another person's life at stake because of something someone fucking said. when that was the victim the whole fucking time. Ryan has never been the fucking victim. In any of these fucking stories that he feeds y'all and lies and manipulates and jumps in front of so he can be the one to tell the story first, he was not the victim. Katie was the fucking victim. And Katie got bullied. She got fucking death threats. She got followed, and that is sick. And then here comes Savannah, fucking stupid bitch. Here comes me. Oh, she lied? Yeah. I'm dissing that bitch, disses her, makes it insanely worse. Insanely worse. I did a number on her. I fucking amped it all the way back up all over again. No wonder the motherfucker never said anything. I was out here doing his fucking dirty work and I didn't even know. Shame on me. Shame on me for never reaching out. Shame on me for not fucking getting the actual side of the story, the truth. Shame on me. I'm disgusted that I was ever a part of it. As of now, if you don't know, the Raise Hell music video is completely taken off of my YouTube. I am in the works of seeing if I can get the song pulled. If I can, more than likely will. Don't have to worry about not performing it anymore because I stopped performing it a few years ago. So that leads me to my conclusion and the very harsh truth that somebody had so much control, and yes, I said had, over such a huge mass of people that he was able to single-handedly destroy somebody that he hurt. And you know what? You can't go back in time. We can't undo all of these things. There's no erasing what happened to her. There's no erasing what she went through. She's gonna have to live with that. But you know who is also gonna have to live with that? Him. Even though he'll more than likely never come clean about all the fucking shitty shit that he's done, he's the motherfucking one that has to try to sleep at night knowing that he's a piece of fucking shit. Outside of finding out all of this information, I found out an onslaught of other shit. I don't want to speak for other victims without their permission. Like I said in the beginning of this video, even Katie was hesitant because she don't want to deal with this shit no more. And let me see a motherfucker in her fucking comments running their fucking mouth about this. I'll be glad to duke it out with you. Y'all got something to say? How about you come to my fucking page and say it? Since I'm also a victim and I'm not scared of you. And I say y'all in the sense of anybody who supported that, including myself. We put that fucking girl through hell. You know what else we did? We solidified the fact that nobody following after her could ever speak up for themselves and tell their side of the story on what a fucking piece of dog shit he is. So all these girls that have been abused, manipulated, thrown around, tormented, aggressively treated, aggressively thrown the fuck out, doxed online, never have spoke up. You know how sad that is? You know how sad that makes me? That's disgusting. This dude's just out here abusing and popping up online all the fucking time and getting praised for it and told that he does nothing wrong. I don't want to go into speaking for the other victims until I get their trust or their approval, because I am also worried for them. I don't ever want them to experience what they experienced before. But I will tell you that Katie's not the only one who has received doxing and death threats. That's disturbing. This is far more serious than some fucking country rap beef. It's a lot deeper, and it goes even deeper than this. But my goal here, I pray that everybody who watches this video truly understands what happened. You do your own digging and realize real lies that have happened in front of all of our faces, that continue to happen, and I will not stand for it anymore. I also want to make a public service announcement. I am not the fucking bitch. I have been through too much shit. I've dealt with a motherfucker like Ryan. He was a fucking psychopath, a schizophrenic, also bipolar, didn't take medication for it. Ryan, I believe, is just on so much fucking drugs and weird shit that he's coming across as also schizophrenic and bipolar. I believe he is a true narcissist. I'm not scared of him, and I never have been, ever. I'm not scared of all his little minions. Actually, I feel bad for the fans that he does have left, especially the girls, especially the fucking girls that still support him. You want to support a dude like that? You want your daughters around a dude like that? Yikes. This situation deserves so much light shed onto it. And as a victim myself, besides the way that he jumped online first, and that's also a very clear sign of you did something fucked up. You want to know something that really stood out to me and bothered me? He said in his video, I'm your boyfriend. I hadn't fucked you in a month. He did what he did. That's his argument in front of the jury. So that means it's okay? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you're saying. So because you were her boyfriend, so we're gonna start a movement here with this. I told you guys I was raped. I told you guys I'm also a victim of sexual assault. How many of those instances do you think were from people that I loved and cared about? How many of your instances happened from someone that you loved and cared about? You can raise your hand. Put your hands up in the comments. So because you're dating someone, that is a pass. Because you're engaged to someone, that's a pass. Because you're married to someone, is that a pass? Or can a husband rape his wife? Can a husband sexually assault his wife? The answer is yes. It does not fucking matter if you're dating someone. It doesn't fucking matter if you're engaged, married, brother, sister, dad, uncle, best friend's dad, best friend's uncle. This shit goes real fucking deep. Grandpa, who was it for you? Because for Katie, it was her boyfriend. And his response is, well, I'm your boyfriend, and it's been a month. Oh, so because it was your dad and he loves you, then that makes it okay. Or because it's your grandpa and it's just fun, right? He just likes to play dress up with you. Or because it was your cousin, like one of my instances. And they're your cousin and they just want to play house and you have to be the mom and they're the dad. And for some reason, every time you're playing, it's bedtime. That's your argument? Yeah. This shit is heavy and it's a lot, but I really, truly fucking hope that I'm heard. Really, truly hope that I'm heard and that you guys have stayed for the whole episode and that you can see what I can very clearly see. This is not about hate for another human. This isn't about fucking country rap beef. This isn't about, oh, you never showed me any love. This isn't about, oh, everybody got together and just want to fucking take me down. Actually, it is about that. We do want to fucking take you down. And I don't know why that's a shot. I don't understand how that's like a dagger. Yeah, we absolutely want to see you go down because you deserve to. This is real shit. And what I promised my people from day one is that I would use my platform to help others. It don't matter the cost. I would use my platform to tell the truth. I would use my platform to stand up for what is right. And that's what I'm doing now. Us women, we have to stick together. By no way, shape, or form is this like a I hate men video, because I've also dealt with these things with females. Crazy, I know. But us women, we gotta stick together. We deserve better than this. And we have to start speaking up. We have got to use our voices to start speaking up so this type of shit no longer happens to other females. We have got to come together to make this situation better. And as a community in country rap, in fucking any genre of music, and any influencer, and just being online, in the world, it doesn't matter. We need to start speaking up about this shit. We need to help the victims not be scared to tell their side of the story and stop giving power to abusers. That's our job, to create a safe space and to create acceptance, especially on this topic. This happens far more than I think anybody's aware of. And the biggest reason people get away with it is because they scare their victims into not saying anything. Y'all know I've already been on the hashtag women. Hashtag put your hands in the air. If you've been a victim, you can hashtag who put you through what. I don't care. But I want to come together and I want to show Katie the love that she deserves and has always deserved so that we can make room for other victims whether it's with this situation or just in general. Katie, I owe you a massive, massive apology for standing on the wrong side as a woman. I am so sorry. And I owe my fans, my savages, a huge apology as well, because I steered you wrong. And I came into the game and my career launched off of a lie, off of me standing up for a lie. And I'm terribly sorry. And I hope that this can just be one of the many ways that I can try to make it right. From here on, I see a lot of love. I see a lot of peace. I see a lot of support happening. I have 100% intentions to work with Katie, 100%. And hopefully I will be able to do that very soon. Outside of this, there's plenty more to come. So just hang on for the ride, because we are not done yet. And I do owe Mr. Ryan a big ol' go fuck yourself. I really hope you guys understood this episode. I love y'all.